Man. What's good, everybody? It's your boy LGE Grown. I have to talk about it. Yes, I am late. I apologize. I'm sorry. It's been a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot. But I'm not gonna make it an excuse. But we here though. We are never too late to get information. You might have got the information, but if you didn't hear, but now you know. Breaking. Breaking news. Dallas has traded for the receiver. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Dallas has traded for a receiver, a dog, a number one receiver next to CD Lamb. I'm going to say this again. Dallas has traded for a receiver. And we're not talking about a receiver that was eventually a number one pick, and we trying to see if he could be promised. Nah, they went and got a dog. All right, and what dog we talking about? Well, we talking about the wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers, George Pickens. Because to be honest with you, I was a little like, okay, they got DJ Metcalf, George Pickens. That looked nice, but they ain't got no quarterback. They ain't got a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like they're hoping and praying that Aaron Rodgers go to the Steelers, which they don't know if he's gonna go or not. You missed out on the draft by not drafting shedeur. Like there's a lot of things going bad in Pittsburgh. I'm never questioning their defense. Pittsburgh defense is always elite. I'll never question their defense. Their defense, that's one thing that Pittsburgh got is defense. But offense, you got questions. You let Justin Fields walk. Let him go to the Jets. You let Russell Wilson walk. He went to the Giants. You didn't pick up nobody quarterback. Your quarterbacks you're relying on is Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickens? Really? I'm sorry, no. Kenny Pickens ain't there no more. I'm sorry. Mason Rudolph, and I don't know who the other quarterback is. I think Shaq Thomas, something like that. Whatever. But that's who you relying on. But you hoping and praying Aaron Rodgers say, yes, I'm going to Pittsburgh. That's what you hoping for. But nevertheless, there's obviously, and you listen to these analysts that talks about, well, Mike Tomlin kept a lot of stuff under wraps and all this other stuff. I get that. But you know what I don't get? You got a dog. You got a dog that want to play. You got a player that didn't have a top-notch quarterback and was still doing his things with minimum quarterbacks. That's what George Pickens was doing. He was still killing the game. Whether or not his characteristics off the field and all that other stuff, he still was a dog. And Dallas was able to get him for only a third-round swipe and a fifth-rounder out here. Yo, Dallas just won the trade. For Pickens is supposed to easily 2 first-round draft picks. Easily. But that just tells you is so tired of him that they want to deal with him. Fine. Because in this conference, he said, I'm not about my people. So that's contract. I mean, not but then there's no contract. You get a new contract. He's going in this league. His team is, I know what CDM, I know what and me and him, we can do damage. I got a quarterback that's at top 10. I don't care if people top 10. He's a quarterback. If he has weapons, the top could potentially be top 5 quarterback. I know how y'all slam Dak. But let's be fair when it comes to this. Dak, when he has weapons, Dak can play with anybody. We can look at the stats. When he had Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb was a rookie, and Michael Gallup, Dak was killing it. When Dak has weapons, Dak is a top 5 quarterback. Now, everybody gives him grief in the playoffs, but we ain't talking about playoffs right now. We not. We talking about starting this season off. The biggest question was this season is that we didn't address wide receiver. We couldn't address it in the draft. They wanted Ted McMillan, T-Mac. We couldn't get him. Understand. They didn't want nobody. I mean, we couldn't get Matthew Goldston. He got snatched up. We needed a guard. We could not address guard position. I don't care what people don't say. Brock Hoffman could not go in. We could not be satisfied with Brock Hoffman entering this season. He could be okay. He could be all right for a patch job for okay, he's temporarily. But you need somebody that's going to be long-term. Okay? You got Tyler Smith, dog. Cooper Beebe, dog. Tyler Guyton, potential. I say potential because they didn't have that veteran in front of him to get molded to become a dog. At least Tyler was next to Tyron Smith, a Hall of Famer. Whether or not you want to call him Hall of Famer, but he is a Ring of Honor going to be in for Dallas as one of them linemen. To learn from him, he made him a dog. So Tyler Booker is going to learn from Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Terrence Steele, regardless how you feel about him, but Terrence Steele is still here. We had to solidify this line. Now, we address running backs. We got more than one running back in the backfield. All get an opportunity to show who's going to be your potential starter. I like multiple players going at a position. But we didn't address wide receiver. And that's why George Pickens was a great trade for Dallas. Now, there's some rumors saying that Dallas is not done yet. If Dallas make another move, like another running back, we cooking with grease, y'all. Let me get some light on here. I need y'all to see. I need y'all to feel me. Feel me. We cooking with grease, y'all. And I'm being dead serious. If we can get, there's rumors that we're either looking at Nick Chubbs or Bryce Hall. The possible trade to get Bryce Hall from the New York Jets. If we can make one of them moves on this team, I feel we're cooking with grease. Or, here's another option, ladies and gentlemen. We still got interest in Amari Cooper. I don't see why not to make Amari Cooper the third receiver. That's just me. Look, Tolbert is a minimum fourth best receiver. Tolbert can fight for Jonathan Mingo's spot. If it's me. I see Tolbert can go for that Jonathan Mingo spot for the fourth string receiver. If Amari Cooper can come in here with us getting Pickens, CD, Amari Cooper. We might be looking dangerous. I'm just saying. It's never... Keenan Allen, to me, Keenan Allen's a power receiver. But you can form something with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is not that. Once a long time ago, Amari Cooper used to be that number one receiver that was that dog. He kind of digressed a little bit, just a little bit. But you can make him a third receiver. That's my thoughts and that's my opinions. But I am so glad that we are doing something, and the joy of knowing that we're not just sitting around doing nothing. We're picking up the phone, making calls, trying to get something. That makes me more like, okay, that's what's up. I like that. All right. I'm not sitting sad and be like, man, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't called nobody. They just, they typical Dallas. I can't say that now. Because this shocked us. Seeing the breaking news yesterday in the morning, George Pickens, a Cowboy, I thought I was being spammed. I was like, nah. Then when the Bleach Report hit me and said Cowboys traded for George Pickens, I was like, okay, let's get it. All right. And let me talk about another thing that I didn't get to talk about. I actually let it dwindle. My thoughts about the Shedeur Sanders in the draft. And I'm gonna say this. I thought it was really tacky that this kid didn't have no off-field issues. He played to his maximum potential. Due to the circumstances, he had to be good because he threw it to a receiver that won the Heisman on his team. So why are we not giving him notice? Because a quarterback, normally when a receiver gets the Heisman, their quarterback going out the same year, normally them two, it's like, okay, because that receiver couldn't throw it to himself. He had to get it passed on. Who passed it to him? Well, the man threw 4,000 yards that season, and the crazy part is Travis Hunter wasn't the only one that had 1,000 yards receiving in that season. He had a couple other receivers that did good. You had Jimmy Horn, you had the other receiver. So why are we punishing him because y'all don't? I think that's tacky. To everybody, because this is what you really did. This is what you did. The league put on notice and said, "Oh, Deion, you don't run us. We run you. You don't tell us." Now, would you have did the same thing if Eli Manning father said the same thing? Because Eli Manning did the same. Eli father said he to this team. I remember that like clear as day. Eli Manning's father said, Eli father said he is not going to the Saints. He is not getting drafted to the Saints. In fact, Saints drafted him, and then he turned around and got traded to the Giants. So if a father's enthusiastic is saying, I'm looking out for the best for my son, why are we faulting him? Why should this young sensation get punished for something that He didn't do nothing wrong. He didn't have no off-field issues. He didn't get in trouble. He wasn't in the papers. This is what I didn't understand. Like, it's sad how they did this young man. And you know what I would like to say to shedeur, which I don't think he's watching this show, but if you are shedeur, I want you to think of this, brother. All the 32 teams that passed you, you just put that in a mental thought in your head. Okay. Now you on the Cleveland Browns. Now it's not hard to get the starting position. Minus Joe Flacco's over there. But Joe Flacco's old. He's not there for the long term. He's not. You can beat Deshaun Watson. You can beat Kenny Pickett. You can beat the other one that they draft before you. My motivation on the Cleveland Browns is I'm writing a checklist. The first checklist I'm writing is the quarterback that got drafted before me, before they decided to draft me. That's my checklist. So I know in preseason, I got to do way better than him in preseason to prove to them I should stay on this team. That's my first check-off list. Because they're going to be delicate with Joe Flacco might be the starting quarterback. Deshaun Watson is injured, so he has a little bit of grace. You can't cut nobody when they're injured. So that's one thing to think about. But my mark would have been the quarterback that got drafted before me in this draft, which I was supposed to be top 2 quarterbacks to get drafted in the first round. So that'll be my checklist. Now, the next checklist I make is the quarterbacks that interview me. That's who I don't forget. All the teams that interview me for quarterback. So whether it was Tennessee, Cleveland, Tennessee, Vegas, Steelers, New York, all them teams that needed a quarterback that interviewed me with the process. I answered the questions. I did multiple private work. You probably did private workout for certain teams, and they still ain't look at me. Those are the ones I got a checklist on. And them the ones when I get my opportunity to play against them, I'm going to do my best to want to go crazy, to put up the numbers. Because you know what? You know what's so funny? And I never forget this. This is when Dak had to have competition with Tony Romo. Tony Romo gets hurt. This was now on the verge of Tony Romo in his injury mode. Dak starts his rookie year. He's still earning the position. Still earning it. He still paid homage to Tony Romo. And then Tony Romo did the respectable thing I ever seen. Tony Romo said, I give him the keys to Dallas. I give him the keys to Dallas. And then when he won Rookie of the Year, the first thing he said, I like to thank all the people that didn't get me. Because he did it respectfully. He didn't do it in a snarting or something to be arrogant. No. He said, I like to thank all the ones that didn't draft me. This is for you. And that's what you have to do, shedeur. Real talk. And I know as y'all as the saying is, you know, as your father going advocate you. And as he should. He's your father. But that motivation of, okay, I had to work my tail off in the HBCU. I had to work my tail off to get on Colorado. I did okay the first year. The next year I did even better. We had 9 winning games. I got a wide receiver Heisman of the year. Wide receiver / corner, Heisman of the year. Somebody had to throw it to him. He didn't catch the ball, and he didn't punt return, a kickoff return, and somebody had to throw him the ball. So, but you keep that thought. What makes you weak makes you stronger. Motivation is the key. For them doubting you in that situation, you put that in motivation. And I wanted to put my thoughts about that because I can jump and say it's all about race. But in the world we live in, this is not going to be the first and it's not going to be the last. But as us as people, as African Americans, as Americans, we can't always go race. Even though sometimes they make us feel like we need to jump to race, but sometimes it's not always about race. I feel that this situation is bigger than that. And shedeur has to show it. Clearly this was something towards your father. Clearly. This was some hate towards your father. As people think that they liked Dion, this was obviously hate towards the father. You don't like what he represents. You don't like his demeanor, his attitude, the way he talks and backs it up. Clearly, that's your hatred. Because there's no reason why shedeur had to drop like that. And I don't want to hear people say, oh, this quarterback class was the weakest and all that. Listen, we can go back to a lot of quarterback classes that I thought was not all that, and they still got drafted. Let's not do that to this young brother. Let's not. If he was projected to be the top 2 quarterbacks that was guaranteed to go in the first round, don't turn around and all of a sudden now y'all don't do it. The Giants traded back in the first round and got Jason. Not liking him at all. But trade back in. Sometimes you look at something and you be like, wow. Sometimes I say that all the time. That's like my go-to word. I be like, wow. Like nothing nowadays surprises me. You can ask my family because I never surprised on things that happen. I really don't. Just like nowadays, nothing surprises. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about the shedeur, talked about the George Pickens. If anything new happened for dollars, promise y'all I'm on it and watching. All right, but I just want you to know, I love y'all. I hope everybody has a blessful Thursday. We'll be for more stuff. All right. Until then.